Hello all, and welcome to the second beer review of tonight, which I'm quite happy to be doing because it's a pumpkin ale. I'm still searching for that perfect pumpkin ale. Pumpkin ale is, I don't know if I told this story before, pumpkin ale is what got me into craft beer. And the sad thing is I can't even remember what pumpkin ale it was. It was back when I was still an undergraduate in college, which was over 10 years ago. And you know, I was going to a Halloween party. I went to a grocery store and I noticed like this beer that said pumpkin beer, and it's like, wow, that sounds interesting. And when I drank it, it was like unlike anything else I've had before. And you know, it was a hit at the party and a hit with me. And ever since then, I've been kind of experimental in my beer drinking. So, what we are going to be reviewing tonight is Coronado Brewing Company's Pumpkin Drublic. Pumpkin Drublic. It's a pun, as you can see. This is an Imperial pumpkin ale, so ABV is fairly high at 8.0. And let's read the back, shall we? Pumpkin Drublic, Imperial pumpkin ale. Here in the land of eternal sunshine, it can be difficult to differentiate between seasons. Palm tree fronds don't change color and fall to the sand. Though the mercury does drop a few degrees, it's still as paradisiacal as Southern California lore would have you believe. So from now on, count on this Imperial pumpkin ale heralding in the fall season. Brewed with brown sugar, honey, cinnamon, nutmeg, allspice, and a heaping helping of would-be jack-o'-lanterns, Pumpkin Drublic delivers autumn's trademark flavors along with a hint of West Coast character, whether enjoyed on a pumpkin patch or on the beach. Going to be using Belgian tulip today. Ooh, smells like pumpkin pie in a bottle here. Giving it a fairly vigorous pour. I want a nice head. Nice amber color, dark amber, with a beige head, about a finger's worth. Woo! Smells like I stuck my head into a bag of Halloween candy there. It's almost like this very phenolic bubblegum smell that's... And not like the Belgian style, I mean, which kind of crosses over from cloves and bubblegum. This is like bubble, you know, like somebody went and stuck a, you know, some Hubba Bubba or some, you know, Bazooka Joe right there. There's also like some sweet chocolate, hints of ginger. Oddly enough, not really pumpkin pie spices. Very candied smell. Very thick mouthfeel. Kind of boozy, especially in the finish. Lots of smooth pumpkin gourd up front. Then this intensely candied finish. Almost like the you know, those little candied fruits in fruitcake. So if you kind of took the nuttiness away from fruitcake and just left those little candied fruits like that. There's definitely cinnamon and allspice up front. and some bitterness to the finish, which kind of contrasts with that candiness. Bitterness is on the tongue. Candiness definitely feels in a different place. Excuse me. Very effervescent. That's where it's in. When you first take it in, it just kind of hits up into the nose. Once in. Kind of getting used to that candied thing. It's such an odd flavor, that really sort of sweet pink bubblegum flavor. Sort of covers up the other thing. Then I'm getting used to it. I'm kind of tasting much more of those pumpkin pie spices. Allspice and cinnamon from start to finish. Not really much in the way of pumpkin for the flavor. And when I say pumpkin for the flavor, I mean that sort of creamy roundness. Definitely a lot of pumpkin in that mouthfeel. It contributes to the thickness of it. Definite brown sugar in the front along with those spices. Honestly, I could do with less sweetness and candiedness with it. It's a little bit cloying, to tell the truth. And it all kind of comes on, you know, it's kind of distracting from what's otherwise a pretty excellent, you know, beer, pumpkin beer, from coming at it from the sort of dessert-like pumpkin pie perspective. I kind of wish that they went and toned down the sweetness of it, toned down that candied aspect. It's kind of out there. It's almost artificial flavor. It's almost artificial tasting. It really distracts from some a really good, solid, subtle backbone to this beer. Definitely hits you pretty hard too. Oddly enough, it's one of those ones as it warms up, it gets less cloying. Usually it's the other way around. When it was fresh out of the bottle, it really whacked me in the face. I'm wondering if it's just sort of palate fatigue a little bit, where I've gotten used to it. But, you know, the better elements are kind of coming out to shine. Yeah. For some reason it's really tickling my sinuses too. So, pumpkin Drublic. Is it my holy grail pumpkin ale? No, I still haven't found what I'm looking for. Is it something that's definitely worth trying? Yeah, if you're really looking at the more desserty end of pumpkin ales, you really want to have something that's kind of like pumpkin pie in a glass, this is definitely a go-to, especially if you like your pumpkin pie on the sweeter side. I kind of like mine more on the sort of gourdy side, for lack of a better word. I like the spice. I don't like it to be too sweet. I like it to kind of have that sort of gourd flavor to it. I I love the mouthfeel of pumpkin, that sort of creamy mouthfeel of it. Just why I'm kind of on my holy grail quest for the perfect pumpkin ale. Still haven't found what I'm looking for. Definitely an interesting pit stop along the way. Just wish I had a little bit less of that sort of off candy flavor, which might be from the type of yeast being used, interacting with the high sugar content. So, that's it. I might do another pumpkin ale. Granted, I probably shouldn't be doing much reviews at all, considering how low my current income is, but this is one of the few pleasures I have in life, other than reading Proust. So, that's it for tonight, folks. Cheers.